I don't think he's down. I think it's going the other way.
Welcome back to 5-Star Matchup. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe now and turn on your notifications. Well, we're back with another trademark edition of Steelers football, and oh boy, when will they learn? I reckon something like this would be a bigger deal if anybody besides the Titans did it, but who really cares about the Tennessee Oilers anyhow? What's this? A little multi-level choose-your-own-adventure to start things off for Big Ben? I thought they weren't supposed to have offense in the first quarter. Don't worry, hell hasn't frozen over, and the Steelers revert to their usual early incompetency immediately, capping it with just an oinker of a punt from Big Press, who sadly is just killing this team right now. Onto the defense now, and we ain't going fishing, but that don't mean the worm ain't coming for Ryan Tannehill, who takes the bait and goes down like a sack of bricks. I know he ain't Tyson or Tuitt, but man, where would this front be without Wormley this year? Back to Ben, and let me know if you've seen this one before. A toss to Deontay way behind the sticks on third down does nothing. Yeah, I thought so. A second punt on the show is probably no bueno, and this one's worse than the first, even though it's got a little depth on it, as Danny Smith's special teams unit is held together with bubblegum and Boswell's brass balls, so of course Tennessee takes this one back a long way and adds a penalty on top. Hot start. In the business zone now, and it's Devin Bush just oh so close to changing the narrative with a huge pick, but he can't quite make the play. Good read, just need to see him finish one of these plays sooner or later. Story of the season for this Steelers defense, third and long and a little flip over to the running back, finds some space and converts. All I can say is Mike Hilton could never. Goal line now, and the Titans aren't afraid of their quarterback getting ear holed, so they just sneak that sumbitch right in, and it's 7-0 bad guys. Najee might be good, but this line, woof. As I was saying, oh great, a third shitty punt in as many possessions. Are we going bust yet? See, the thing about the Steelers' defense is they might as well not even play middle linebackers because they couldn't stop a perimeter run if their lives depended on it, and it's really lucky that's not the case here because I like the world better with Bob Spillane in it. Really solid play by the Chico Hendricks experiment on third holds them to 3, but it's still a 10-point deficit as we head into the second quarter. It's opposite day, so nobody's better in short yardage than the Steelers. False start pushes them back, and it's time for another flip out to Najee with hopes he can break 43 tackles for 6 yards. He cannot, and it's yet another failed possession for Canada's ragtag bunch. Oh, but as terrible as this has started off, you just know old St. Nick's got a little magic for us black and gold faithful. 3rd and 5, and under pressure, Tannehill finds his man for a first, but it's new Mike Hilton, aka Arthur Mullet, getting the strip after a couple 2-3 football moves, and you already know it's the Mink man waiting to scoop that thing for just a monumental turnover. Little more Canadian razzling and dazzling this time to the bank, who's so well suited for these handoffs. Love the defender acting like he laid him out after the first. Guy must think he's a Steelers defender or something. As our beloved Large Benjamin comes into the top 5 passing yardage leaders of all time, we are left to ponder the absolute disrespect the man gets on field immediately when there's no flag on a crushing late hit that would have had all refs throwing their hankies to the damn moon if it was Tom Brady, but it's nothing new, sadly. 3rd and 4, and it's more of this nonsense which continues to baffle me. Can we just get 4 yards? Boz is the boy with the golden toe, and it's a 1-score game. Titans 10, Steelers 3. Although Joe had a great day at the office, more to come on that, he gets boiled like a bowl of ramen here, but it's only an almost oops because of an extremely lucky drop. What a break for the vet. 3rd and 5, and you can see it's getting closer, but still no cigar for D. Bush. Just a half-second earlier reaction, and he either breaks up this pass or sticks him at the line to gain. Getting there, I guess. 2nd and 10, and I guess the goal here was just to give the back whatever the hell he wanted? Maybe in Butler's second decade we'll get communication right. Inside the 20 now of the Titans, and Alex Highsmith makes Taylor Lewan look like a rookie, drawing the obvious and necessary hold, putting this drive on life support. Doesn't matter though, because a 3rd and 7 might as well be a 3rd and inches against this defense, and Tannehill easily converts. 3rd and goal, you gotta have a play from your best players, and that's exactly what the Steelers get here when Cam and TJ meet at the quarterback for a picnic basket of a lunch, despite the son of a bitch of a hold on Trent Jordan, and Tennessee is forced to take the 3. Titans 13, Steelers 3. Oh, and you better believe I'm going to absolutely fillet Mike T for his incalculable calculus surrounding his timeout usage. After the first down, there was 1:53 on the clock, and the Steelers still owned all 3 timeouts and a likely growing differential. Somehow, after TJ's sack and subsequent timeout, there are only 21 seconds left in the half, and the Titans get the ball to start the second half. Just absolute boneheadery by Mike, and I don't care how things worked out. Stupid. Because Roethlisberger is a magician and the only reason this team is competing, he gets him in range for a long bomb from the Boz, but even the wizard can't change the laws of physics, and the cold air just doesn't allow him to connect from 56. We head into the half, Titans 13, Steelers 3. Into the second now, and that's good news because it's either time to come back or to put this thing to bed. Run defense, who needs it? Gotta put this one in for my guy Terrell Edmonds, who people continue to pretend hasn't become a really nice piece on this defense, and I genuinely hope he sticks around. Losing time of possession 3-1, it's time to get this thing going. I mean, well, not quite yet. What was I just saying about Cookie's favorite son? Please leave your narratives about Terrell back in 2019. How many starters on this team are better than him right now? Exactly. Just a woofer of a health block by the tight end on Trent Jordan, who just flies past the line for one of his easiest sacks all year, and the all-time team record still with 3 games to go. Love to see it. 3rd and 1, and the Steelers pass up their anemic run game with a flip to the Muth man, who unfortunately takes a pop and goes down in a heap. Sounds like his 2nd concussion in a month, and you gotta hope the best for the kiddo. A special talent, but brain injuries don't care about any of that. Hope he's okay. Almost on cue, it's the role player to end all role players, Zach Gentry, taking his favorite play and galloping for a first down, and don't look now, but the Steelers have stolen the momentum in this game. By my count, a lucky PI against Chase the Bank, who really should make the grab, but I'll take a 1st and goal at the 1 anytime. Spank you very much. Gotta love this sarcastic cheer when they finally sneak the damn thing for the first time in what feels like a decade.
Oh, yes, he does! You could have walked in!
Of course, Large Benjamin comes up a smidge short, so they say f*** it and call it again, and the 6'5 giraffe tumbles in for the score, and by hook or by crook, the Steelers are crawling back into another one. Back to Tannehill now, and it's oh so close to an interception for number 39, who's just the guy you want to see on the other end, but he can't quite snag it, but you can still feel what's coming, can't ya? 3rd and 6, and it's a flip short of the sticks, and it's on the button. Sutton never shy to lay the wood, and he tangles up McMath, who coughs it up, and Jumpman Joe says thank you very much as he scoops that thing out of midair for another epic turnover. While he didn't need to catch it because it was a fumble, you gotta love the full body extension and grab by Joe, whose presence on the field today was felt so strongly, filed firmly under things you love to f***ing see. Onto the 4th now, and it's anybody's game. Almost oops. Ben flings this one to J-Wash, who coughs it up himself, but fear not, because there was a godsend of a late and low hit on the old man, and Steelers ball even deeper in the business zone. Unfortunately, Ben has always been more of a clip-on tie kind of guy, and he throws the jump ball to James, who can't make the catch, missing a potentially open guy underneath, but that's neither here nor there, as the Boz man ties it up with a chip shot he could drill in his sleep. 13 all. And they always say, how do you know he's Cookie's favorite son? The answer? Open field tackling. 3rd and 11 for Tannehill, and it's one of those conversions. That's okay though, because on 3rd and 3, I know it's Sunday, but in my heart it's Taco Tuesday as Joe Show grabs the fluttering deflection and takes that thing back to the 30. Is this where all the turnovers have been? I personally love nothing more than big plays by role players. Steelers are storming back, but man oh man are the Titans imploding. Ben's feeling like winning, so you know he's looking for it all, but unfortunately the D doesn't agree with them, and for what it's worth, props to the Titans defense for standing up a few times in tough spots. It's 46 yards in the cold, but who really cares when you already know the boss is Steelers 16, Titans 13. Design keeper for Tannehill grabs a chunk, and this has always been an underrated element of his game. The former receiver can move a little bit. Unfortunately for him, we see here why he couldn't stay at that position, as a chronic case of the Butterfingers just tragically derails yet another Titans possession before it even gets started. And what do you know, it's Bam Bam Cam and Trent Jordan right there to fall on it. Great players do great things. Too bad the Steelers' run game is an actual nightmare. I see the thinking from Naj here, but there are things you can do in college that you can't do in the NFL, and this is one of them. Ben waves the white terrible towel on 3rd and long, but as per usual, this time from 48, it might as well be practice, because Boswell is... Now, of course, because they've been coached up to be aggressive after weeks of complacency, Spillane runs himself right out of this play, and Foreman continues the game of his life in the NFL with a huge gainer. As a Steelers fan, you can't help but begin to ponder the possibilities of a 20-19 score. Another chunk on the ground, and this thing is getting hairier than your dad's back. Great tackle on 3rd and 6 by Joe Show, who definitely had his best game as a Steeler today, leads to a 4th and 1, which... Fuck. Spillane and Edmonds combine to have the play stood up, but just an incredible effort by Foreman gets the conversion. Sometimes you can do everything right and still come up short. Uh-oh time when you see Tej take a shot and go down in a heap with 59 seconds left on the clock. If ever there was a guy you couldn't afford to go off the field, it's most certainly the one in the number 90 jersey. But on the very next play, it's, checks notes, Derek Tuska with the absolutely defiant rush, resulting in both a strip sack and holding call on poor Quisenberry, who had no chance against the young buck. While you love to see Trent Jordan coming back in, when you remember this game, don't forget it was White Bud Dupree who really shifted this possession. 3rd and 14, Tannehill pulls the vet move and grabs half of it to set up an earth-shifting and AFC-rattling 5-star play of the game.
Fighting for every inch for their playoff lives. Here we go, 4th and 6.
He's going to have to hang on to the ball for a second and try and find someone over the middle.
Here comes the rush, here's the throw. Oh, what a tackle by Joe Haden. Joe Haden, look at the far...
He lifts weights. It's Jumpman Joe with his second otherworldly effort of the game, which was his first one back in a month. 32 is the new 25, and Mr. Haden doesn't care about your playoff seeding. He's here to lock this one down for the boys in black. A ludicrous spot and some posturing by the refs make this one seem closer than it is. Don't let anybody tell you any different, he was short by a mile. And just like that, number 7 comes out to put that arthritic knee in the turf just one time, and your Pittsburgh Steelers claim a hard-fought and ugly dub at home over one of the top teams in the conference. So much like every week in this incredibly bizarre season, we're left wondering who exactly are the Pittsburgh Steelers. And like almost every week so far, I'm left with more questions than I am answers. Ben and the team picked up their 6th fourth quarter comeback of the season, which is more than any year of his illustrious and Hall of Fame career. The team has grit and knows how to grind out an ugly one. While Tennessee did some imploding of their own, the Steelers' defense was finally able to force a few turnovers and really change the tenor of this game at big moments. So, where are we? Well, every team in the AFC North has the same amount of losses. The wildcard race is wide open. Steelers have the unenviable task of playing the streaking Chiefs in Arrowhead next week. But, as you've heard me say approximately 1 million times this season, anything can happen. Here we go. If you're still here, check out our Patreon or Teespring if you'd like to support the show. If not, that's cool too, just make sure you keep watching. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't. I know lots of you watch unsubbed, and I know it's just because our metadata is so good that you don't even realize it, but you know, let's hit that button, fam. See you nameless gray faces next week.